You are responsible for your actions. If I do something in this video that you do something wrong, that is all on you. That said, welcome to changing the rear brakes out, the disc, the rotors, brake bleeding, a one-man job, and show you how simple it is, and I'll do my time to take the time to explain everything to you. So sit back, get the popcorn out, because 5 hours later, you'll be changing your brakes out. So I'm going to make this as simple as possible to all. Let's get started by taking the lug nuts loose, jacking the car up, and doing all that good stuff on or off film. So if you see something, it may not be on this video, it may be in my playlist. Let's get going. Carefully look where you are jacking the rear up. You do not jack on the little spacer block. You jack right where I'm jacking. In this section, I want to make myself comfortable, and I also want to protect my ground. So what I'm doing is I'm laying a blanket down. Now, what we're going to be doing is not going to change the brakes out right away. We're going to change the discs out. So what I need to do now is basically, I believe it's a 14 millimeter, 17, and a 19 millimeter. And that will get everything I need to get off. I'm going to have to take some silicone cleaner. I put that on there first. That's my first step. I'm going to have to secure the caliper somewhere. So you could buy a hanger, find a way to hang it up, put it out of the way. When we bleed our brakes, it goes over here. I have what is called a motorcycle brake bleeder kit. What it is like an aquarium check valve. It goes one direction only, so the fluid cannot back up. And it goes right here, and it goes into any type of disposable container you bring to the recycling center, and you're right, brake fluid. So let's get right to this. Prepare it, get ready for it to take off. B, Blaster Silicone Lubricant. It goes right here. You don't have to put a lot, just enough that it goes on. You also may want to get these holes right here, just for the hell of it, for the reason of, you get a M8 1-inch bolt, and you can spread it in. That is the only tool I don't have, is the disc rotor extractor. The proper size is a 12 millimeter, not a 1/2 inch. So take the 1/2 inch, put it away, don't think about it. I try my best to give you the best angles for everything. So I put on my tool. I want to make sure lefty is loosey, righty is tighty, so that the passenger side will go up. I don't love banging, but that's the only way I can get things to get off for me. And you don't want to slip like so. Now, I may have a broken tool. We'll see, or a stuck caliper. The bottom one comes off. The top one, I'm going to have to work on it. Right now, I have a long socket, 12 millimeter, and I'm off. So, shows you that my socket's getting old, needs to be replaced. Important part right here. This is your motor. A 12-volt rig can be hooked up, and you can extract your motor back. Some people pull this off. They snap it away. I'm not going to do that. Right now, we're going to show the discs. I take my caliper bolts to the side. I may give a little shake, and I start to lift up and away. I'll get my hands out of the way. When you live in a rust zone, that's what happens. Things start to wear and tear real fast. So there you have it. I need to push this back. And how am I going to do it? Right now, the important part is remember how everything is coming off, because it's all got to go back on. These clips are on the outside, so I'm going to have to remember that. I'm going to leave this as is and get to the back bolt. And they should be right about here and right about here. This is a 17 millimeter socket and a breaker bar. It fits right on here. I'm going to have an issue trying to break this off if I don't have enough strength. Lefty is loosey, righty is tighty, and I have to go up. And you can see the trouble I'm having, and like I said, you want to make sure that this is in a secured area. And that hurts. And I'm able to break the bolt. I'll get a close-up shot for you so you can see the other one. Hi, everybody. I'm Fish, your do-it-yourself guide. If I'm having trouble, which I am, I'm going to go get myself a car jack and show you that move. I don't have the strength to pull like you. Take your regular socket now, because it's so short, and that's why you can't break it. They have a red Loctite on the outside of it marked that it's torqued. Right there. Red or orange it looks like. And that's it. Once you take this off, this is going to drop down. Just like so. So here we go. Take it off. And we'll put this to the side. And that'll be another video showing you how to work it. Make sure you put the bolts where they come off. And that's the housing right there. Just take a mental note how everything's taken care of. This is the Craftsman. It's got a impact, only one. They used to have two. You place it on. You look for the marking, L and mark. What you want to do is you want to force in. It's going to rotate this way, so you want to give it a little twist that way. Get yourself comfortable. It's going to take one bang to get it off. That's it. Comes off. Put the tool away, or just save it. Put this back on. I'm going to put this back on. How sweet is this tool? We'll come back and put that on later. That's how fast this episode's over. Now, the next step is trying to get this off. You can see the difficulty I'm having just getting it off right now. I'm going to spray a little bit more and come back in a few. If you don't check your rotors out and you start to take the hammer and bang, a couple of things can happen. You're going to damage things. This will crystallize and damage. So I am going to give love taps. And those love taps, listen to it. It loosened it up. So you can grab over here, give some more love taps. And off it comes. That's how simple it is to get a disc rotor off. Take a look at it. That's age, dust, and everything in there. Put that to the side. Now we're going to go clean this up before we take out the new one. If you're having great difficulty, and I'm having difficulty right now in personal reasons, you take a bolt, it should be like an M8, and you screw it in. And when you screw this in, that would push right off. I guess this bolt is no longer going to work. It may be the incorrect one today for this car. Cleaning is always important. Get it all on. Even get it on the caliper that you did, but don't get it on any of the rubber of the car. Open up the new discs. Make sure it's the right one that you ordered before you do any experimenting. There you go, specially coated and filmed. So this way when you grab it and touch it, no damage can happen, but you still clean it. And what I am going to go do now is I'm going to prepare this, get it on. It's really that simple to put a disc on. So I'm going to just basically open this up. It's a nice heavy duty bag. I'm going to make sure I don't touch anything. Old school. This is what I am. I take brake cleaner and I just spray some inside. It takes a couple of seconds to dry. I can grab this over here. And what I do is I place this now this way. I'm going to clean again the front. That's it. Don't have to put too much. Now I got the bag. I'm going to match up the hole. Over here, there is the hole. And hopefully, that's the wrong one, because they give you two. I got to put this hole over there. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it. I put that on. I get my impact, the bolt, the screw, the flathead. I take my impact and I turn it the opposite way. And now when I do my work, I don't have to worry about this thing teetering all over the place. I grab the hammer, I give a love tap. I'm surprised somebody didn't say something. Fish, why are you putting in the extractor? I do that all the time. So find your mistake, fix your mistake, and make sure the flathead goes in the right one. And there you go. That took about a couple of seconds to do. And this video is just about done. What you're going to do is give force, and you're going to give a tap. I don't have to hit any harder than that. What if I lose this tool and break the bit? Then what am I going to do? Buy a new one or get a drill, and by the time you do all that, you're better off just getting a new tool for a couple of dollars than buying all this stuff trying to get that out again. That concludes this video of how to get a disc off and on. You want to now check for the video on how to get the brakes lubricated for the slider pins and for the caliper, and everything else is super simple. I know somebody's going to be asking me, what part are you using for the pads, Fish? 43022 TLA-AOO. I also know somebody's going to be asking me as well, what discs are you using? Oh man, it's 42510 TLA-AOO. Now, wait a second. Are those numbers? They're almost identical. 43022 and 42510. The TLA, basically the CRV. I guess that's the way those codes are. So here I have is the actual caliper that I can work on, and this is the Malakot 77. And somebody came on and they made a comment, hey, what is that grease they're using? And then they changed their comment. They deleted it out and it said, this guy must be in. Yeah, I see it all. So where are my other glasses? I need to see what I'm doing. So I know I could take this off by simply pulling on the boot down on it, both hands. They will slide down, or you can slide up and you pull the pins away. Just take your time and it will separate. There you go. Now, if you can't do this, I don't know what to tell you. And all you need to do is just open up some. The heat's going to melt it, and it's not 90 degrees out here today. Get it on there. Close it up. Done. How hard can that be? That is like super simple to do. And you have to do this maintenance spring and fall. You don't have to. You can leave your car, just sit there, and you know what? You're going to have stuck slider pins. We don't want you with stuck slider pins. You don't have to use a lot. That's it. You're done. Put it in. I didn't even have to hold that. And you can see how smoothly they move. You're done. Now, what we're going to do is show you on the next video and how to get everything done. And you don't want things just falling off. So just put things out of your way that's going to be in your way. This video is not going to take me a minute or 2 minutes to show all. This is going to be for the back. Got the squealer, the safety clips on. And this looks like it's going to be for the front. I can't see it unless I tilt it over, and that's what it is. And it's got the 2 pins on. All right. This seems to be the easiest to do. How do you, tackle this? Well, before you tackle it, you're going to need to have retainer clips, and they give you 4. And they're all identical, all 4 of them. So just take a look at everything before you do anything. There you go. You're going to take this off, but remember, you're going to have to figure out what to do next. That came right off. The slider pins are for this, and I always forget. Fish, why are you changing them out so soon when you got all that life left? Look at all that life. Well, I did the fronts. I am doing the rear, and I did the discs, and that is why I change out. I don't skimp on a video repair. So I pull this out. I put this to the side. I could go get my brake lean cleaner and clean this up. I have a brush. I'm going to clean all this dirt up. Down the road, I could paint this if I wanted to get the color back. I'm not going to. Not going to bother. I want to take these retainer clips out. And I want to make sure they go in the correct way. I noticed they got these 2 little tabs. And it resembles like so. 1, 2. And these don't have that rip on it right there. So these two are different than this. So I'm going to put this to the side. Is that going to make a difference? I don't know. Be very careful. Things are sharp. As you can see, I pull them off. I just grab it in my finger like this, and I snap them off. Now, I'm going to put this on. I hope it went on this way, because I just totally forgot how they went on. They go on this way, and they snap into place. Just simply do it the same way you got them off. Take your time. They will go on. And this is where I have the difficulty today, snapping things on. Oh, look how simple that went on. So here's the other one, and I'll get a nice close-up shot when I align this up for you. Hope my fingers are not in the way of doing it. I want to make sure those tabs get around the corner, like so. That's it, they're on. You grab the mollicot and a toothbrush. You go and put all this on. Don't have to put a ton on. You don't get enough in the box for rear. You get nothing in the rear. You only get this in the front. There you go. I got it all on. Now I take my toothbrush and I just make sure it gets all on. All over. Why would you do this? Well, that's your lubrication. It's paste. That's more than enough if asked. This is not for this side. This is for this side. Try not to touch the fronts. You want to clean them. Now all I got to do is just lay this in. I'm nice and quiet, am I? That's it. This was so much easier than my backs. My backs took me forever to do. Oh, Fish, you're doing those springs wrong. Well, they came off my car that way. Ladies and gentlemen, that should be the correct way of doing it, like so. It came off the car like so. And let me tell you, it becomes quite the difficult to get those in. That concludes this video. Again, put all this stuff away that you just is in your way. In this video setup, this is a number 6 and a number 1 and an LH. It's a brake caliper extractor, a compressor tool. This is your 12 volt. Do you want to burn your motor out? You can go in the car and you can probably, keep this on here and let the tool explode. Now, can I turn this back without doing anything? Is it going to be an issue? We'll see. I don't think I'm able to push this back. That is going to be my mistake. Well, I got to show you, right? And it's not working at all. So I'm going to leave this nice and tight. I'm going to find something in the house that I got that is 12 volts. I'm going to take this off. It may not be easy the first time. Little release tabs is in there, and off it comes. Now, let's go get a 12-volt battery or something that gives me some voltage. Not to this, but to this. 7.4 volt battery. And I am going to hook it up, and I hope I don't spark anything or short anything out when I get these wires inside or do anything. I should have a module made up. I put on a compressor clamp, and if I put power to the motor is going to go one way or the other way. If I do it incorrectly, it may push in. So do I keep the compressor on? Do I remove the compressor? And you can see how hard I'm trying to turn, and it just won't do what I want it to do. We need to push back that pin. So here I am doing the best I can to show you. Be careful of the sparks. All right, I found something that I may be able to salvage with voltage. Black on top is moving it. After you do black on top and you push the motor back, then you use your caliper tool, and then you can sink this back into place. Now, how sweet is that? You're going to sit there over and over and over and over again till you figure out how you can successfully get that into place. You don't need to be a genius to figure this part out. You plug this back in, you hear the snap, you put back the housing. But before we do all this, let's clean this up, clean this once again. And I replaced the pads because the pads could have went for to the fronts needed to be placed again. But be safe than sorry.
You might as well.
And
you have it open already, so
yeah. This is the parking brake when
it's electronic, right?
Electronic. So when you put your foot, the brake hold. When you're in driving, you put your foot on the brake hold, you got to take this off, put a battery to it. You can put 7.4. Listen for the motor. This won't go back in. It'll look like it's going out or in. And then you take the compressor and you do it. If you don't, you won't be able to compress back the caliper. I'm not supposed to teach you. You can learn from me.
Oh, is that your breaker bar?
Yeah.
I have a longer one.
No, that's fine. It's long enough to get in here. It's the right size to get in there. I hope I got everything done on video. If I don't, then I just got the other side to do it over. So we're putting everything back together again. And what I want to do is I want to clean up the caliper. Make sure I get some spray in here. Don't get on your face. Don't get on the rubber. We're good. These are where the bolts came out over here. What you're going to do is you're going to lift up and feel for it. Alternate. That's the best advice I can give you. Once again, I like to clean. So let's just double check everything. Line it up. Push in the calipers. And once again, we all love cleaning. Cleaning is important when you do the car. As you can see, the dirt that still continues to come off. Now, before we close up, put the tire back on, and remember to have this lug nut tightened when it's down. This job is 100% done. These clips are the way they're supposed to be. They're in the correct way over there. And this special coating will wear off in about 3 to 5 miles. It will stay on the edges, on here, where the brakes don't touch. Now, again, my last step would be to bleed the brakes by taking this cap off. And we will do that in another video. I should go ahead and give the brakes a small pump so they lock into place, and that's my last step to do right now. We got our assistant in the car. He's going to pump the brakes as I give him a command. Press once. Press.
I got it.
Let go. Press.
Got it.
Let go. Press. Just press it 5 times. So now what we're going to do is, while he's still pressing, we're going to lock the system. Now we're all locked up, finished, and you're going to do this repeatedly to the other side. This is a messy system, if asked. And that is how you purge your line. You're going to need plenty of brake cleaner to get everything off of the oil. And that is it. Now I got to go do the other side. Nice and tight. 2 more to do. Clean on up. Your tire goes back on, but you want to make sure everything's out of the way. And what you can do is you could clean everything up, and you put your tire on, match up the holes, and you're good. So what we're going to do is going to leave this off, and we are going to say, hey, I'm Fish, and thank you very much for your time. We are 100% done. You don't have to put on the impact. You can grease up these lug nuts, and that's it. Congratulate yourself for doing an excellent job indeed. Have a great day, everybody. I'll catch you on many other videos to come. Oh, these gloves are not going to be able to be used for the next one, but we'll get a new pair, and off we go. Have a great day, and don't forget to rate, comment, show that love.